Waste management, section 7. We have modified that somewhat, as you can see, with the sentence starting with, in addition, that ALW shall prepare a specific plan to handle any found or generated at the facility.
There are a great deal of regulations that you can invoke a trained inspector from the health department to come and see it anytime you want. We already have these regulations. As you said before, we have to follow all right. We already have the regulations. You want to say that we have to follow county and state regulations with regard to the septic system? That still goes beyond what anyone else has to do, but everyone has to do that anyway. But this language,
we're putting in this agreement as part of an accommodation for the first commercial business on Gibson Island, that you will contract at your own expense for a dumpster. The dumpster, you know, in this collection will have certain restrictions. It's going to be screened from visibility by neighbors, by golfers, which is something that's important to golfers. It can't be serviced on weekends. It can't be serviced between 5 p.m. and 7 a.m. during the week. So only during 7 a.m. to 5 p.m. during the week, and a number of other things. And that is in compensation for your providing that, we will reduce the monthly fee by $40 a month.
Okay, so the corporation, Bill, correct me if I'm wrong, has 8 dumpsters, 6 are unscreened. 1 dumpster is seen by the 5th hole. It is unscreened. So again, we refused to do the dumpster when it was because of the materials with bodily fluids on it. That was discriminatory. We suggested that if there was a reduction, and we suggested $150 from the monthly fee, that it would make more sense for us to be able to control our own trash. We did a calculation with on the phone the last time, and to fill up a 8-yard dumpster with 9 residents, if they all had depends and were changed 3 times a day, you would be pushing a month. You currently do not collect trash from people's homes twice a week. It's once a week. So what we wrote back was, and currently there are 9 large 40-yard dumpsters on people's properties that are unscreened. And in the 20 years we've been here, there's always been at least one. And obviously there's a lot of development going on these days. But again, it is not in our best interest to have the dumpster anywhere close to full, but a requirement to do it twice, and a requirement to do it, bless you, at different times than anybody else. You know, again, it will adhere to what everyone else is adhering to. We'll adhere what the corporation is. I mean, it's reliable. So if Reliable comes by and you know is does a round, but if Reliable all of a sudden picks you guys up at some time in the morning, and then can't pick us up and has to have another trip, the Reliable cost is $165 a month. We asked for 150. We agreed to 40 because we wanted to get by the discriminatory part of this. So again, twice a week's not going to work. It is not in our best interest. If you think the dumpster is too full, and you think it's a problem, and you think it's a problem at someone doing a development where Greg Cross's dumpster's overfilled, and you call the health department at Greg Cross's dumpster, they wouldn't do anything about it. You call the permit office, they may come out or may not. If you call them about an assisted living group home, they'd be here that afternoon or tomorrow. The dumpster's overfilled. That's just the reality. But we don't want to be treated any differently than everyone else's dumpster on the island. You know, this is a group home. It is treated by the county as a single family residence. And again, we're happy to do it. We're happy because of the way it was agreed to be done. And we're happy to certainly, you know, once a week, no problem with once a week. But we can't sit here with the trash being once a week for everybody else on the island and be discriminated against by saying twice a week. Plus, an 8-yard dumpster is the smallest dumpster. They say we can't always get you a 6-yard, but an 8-yard dumpster, you know, will simply not get filled up once a week.
Craig, can I interrupt? I'm sorry. From your August Zoom, you're the ones who, or Jeanette, I think, gave the 8 yards and said twice a month.
Actually, Patty,
Twice a
That's
week.
that's for 40 residents, Patty.
residents.
Well,
And David, very carefully, I can actually tell you where it is on the Zoom call. David said, how many is that for? And 47 total beds, but at that point in time, she had 42 residents, and that was picked up twice a week, 1 8-yard dumpster for 42. We have 9 people. So this is a ridiculous requirement.
I understand, but that's where this came from. It originated from our conversation. I'm not going to argue your rebuttal of that, but that's where it came from. I apologize.
The once a week is a temporary thing over the winter because many residents aren't there. This is something presumably that would be full and generating the same amount, winter, spring, summer, and fall.
Louis, and maybe you're not aware as an engineer, you haven't been on these calls, but you can certainly do the math. So it would take 32 50-gallon trash cans to fill up an 8-yard dumpster. And I guessed at 33, and I went back into the math. So if someone soiled 3 Depends a day and you put them, you would take 2.5 weeks to fill up a 50-yard. And we only have 9 people. So they eat less. So it's water in, septic out, water in, bodily fluids on Depends if they're not using the lavatory facilities. They simply don't generate twice a week. It's discriminatory to ask it. And to say that it's the winter time, we've never been more full because of COVID. So this entire year, we've never been more full. There haven't been more people here. So it's almost like summer. It's been like summer. But again, we're just not going to walk over a discriminatory line. Happy to do once a week. If that doesn't work, the rest of the part about the reports, that's discriminatory. It's not needed. You guys have been pushing like there's something wrong with the disabled folks septic, with their fecal matter, with their bodily fluids. There's nothing wrong with it. It's the same as us.
That's not the case whatsoever.
Actually, that's exactly
Not
what
the
David
case
said.
whatsoever.
Louis, that's exactly what David said. David said, and I quote him, that the bodily fluids of someone in a business, in a group home, are not necessarily the same as the bodily fluids of an owner of property on Gibson Island.
Okay, I don't know what David said, but I'm just saying, this is the language that we are proposing. And you object to twice, is service twice weekly. Is that our difference here? I'm trying to move forward.
Right, I appreciate that, Louis. I object to the second paragraph, and twice weekly. We can go with once weekly and we can move
It's
forward.
only one paragraph.
It's 2 paragraphs.
Number 8.
8 now, Craig.
Number 8. Oh, number 7. Sorry.
Waste management.
Okay, I was up on meals.
No, it's number 7.
All right, yeah, that's number 7. Waste management. So again, once weekly, and the time frames, the $40 is fine. The screening it, we provided a video that it's can be put down there and screened. He can turn around fine. And as far as the time frames, it's whatever the time frames that the corporation and the other folks have. We're not going to do it when they're not doing it, but we're not going to also get an extra charge because Reliable has to come back, because it's okay for the corporation with one of their dumpsters visible by the golf course. It's okay for the corporation to pick up their 8 dumpsters at off times. Now, if everybody else in the corporation is restricted to this, we'll be more than happy to agree with it. So why don't we just leave it that whatever the corporation's policy is with all the dumpsters, including their own, we'll follow. Happy to do that.
We will reflect that in and also reflect the fact that you want it once weekly.
Thank you. Um, 9:40, and club is allowed to pick up their trash, deliver trash, pick up new trash, do all those things.
But of course, we can't. They put in the agreement multiple times, the MOU multiple times. Can't be picked up on the weekends. Of course, this is the busiest road, Banbury. Call it 200 of the 340,000 cars. It's okay for them. Corporation allows that. And actually, they're now having 4 dumpsters in there. 4 dumpsters. Unbelievable. And it wasn't a delivery of a 4th dumpster. They're only having 3 dumpsters in there. They're literally picking up trash. And there, of course, is the club guy. But I'm recording this. How long has the trash been here? Couple weeks? It's a lot more convenient, obviously.
Yeah, October.
October.
1st of October.
Yeah. And then they shut it off, and that screens it. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, this is temporary right now.
Right.
Just seeing if it works out.
And where are they going to put it? Further back?
I don't know. So Island Services we just have trash cans out.
Yeah, I know.
back.
You normally do the trash cans, and then they take it.
And Island Services take it now. They come Mondays and Fridays.
Right. Or
Still
Saturdays.
export. I mean, during the summer, I'm gonna have to hire a guy. That's all he's gonna do is run trash all day.
Right. Yeah. No, I mean, too many people. I mean, 800-900 people running through here. It's crazy, man. Cool. All right.
See how it worked out.
Thank you. I'm recording this so we can see it. But she really liked this white, and she likes it. I said, well, sweetie, what we'll do is build a corral. We've already got 6 inches. So if we leave the sand that's there and just put another 6-inch course on top,
I wouldn't leave this. I wouldn't leave your existing sand.
you wouldn't.
You're going to end up losing the crush and run into the sand.
Into the sand. Okay. Well, what if they tell me I got an impervious problem?
So the CR6,
Yeah,
the
that.
compactability for CR6 is meant as a base
Okay.
because it heavily compacts.
If you look here, like this is all. This is 57. You can see.
Oh, I see. Okay.
It's minus that dust.
Minus the white dust.
Yeah.
Okay. So this, it'll be white. It'll be new. But this is, and it won't get this much traction. But
Right.
But this is, she liked this.
Right.
So this was the new piece in October.
Yes.
Okay. So this has been here since the club was redone.
Absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, and then just you can back out of here, right? But you can actually turn around if you want. There's no wires, and you can back onto the grass. So you can actually get closer here if you want. Yeah, you're fine. Go right up to the building. All kinds of room. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Yep. Go all the way back to the bamboo. Keep going, keep going. You want me to move my car? Keep going.